All right, new this morning, a hot pursuit at sea. Right now, U.S. forces are actively chasing an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. We are told the ship, which is under U.S. sanctions for alleged links to Iranian oil, was sailing toward Venezuela for a pickup, but a U.S. official says that when the Coast Guard attempted to board the ship, it refused to stop. This is the newest escalation of President Trump, what he calls a blockade on the sanctioned vessels of Venezuela's oil industry. U.S. forces have already seized two other ships. With us now, retired Admiral James Stavridis, a CNN senior military analyst. He's the former Supreme Allied Commander of NATO and a partner of the Carlyle Group, an international investment firm. Admiral, great to see you this morning. What's the point of what President Trump is calling a blockade? I'm putting that in quotation marks because a blockade means something specific. It's unclear exactly what he means by it. But what do you see as the strategy here?
To put pressure on Maduro. I think we've talked about it, John. It's kind of like Maduro is this frog in a pot. You keep adding more heat. You kind of boil that water. Your hope is that after seeing drug buzz blow up and loss of income from drugs, now he's going to lose income from oil. All of that ought to contribute to that pot boiling. Hopefully the frog jumps out. We'll see if it's going to be successful. But I'll close with this. I've done a lot of blockades off of Haiti, off of the Balkans, in the Arabian Gulf. Blockades are challenging. Venezuela has a huge coastline, 1,800 miles, only a few ports, but a lot of places you can smuggle, break down contraband. It's going to be quite a game of whack-a-mole out there, tracking these ships down and taking them down.
So these aren't Venezuelan vessels per se. But what is the likelihood of Venezuela in some way fighting back?
I think that's going up. And Venezuela doesn't have significant or overwhelmingly powerful armed forces at sea or in the air. They have about 40 fighters. They have about 40 coastal kind of warships. But if Maduro wants to kind of have Nicolas Maduro's last stand and start fighting back, you'll see the Coast Guard step back. You'll see the U.S. Navy step in. You'll see ships get sunk. Let's hope we don't get to that point. Let's hope the Venezuelans exercise restraint. Bottom line, what the Coast Guard is doing here is legal. Everything I can see, it's being done with real efficiency, and it's appropriate given what these smugglers are trying to do with this oil.
These are sanctioned vessels, and for the most part, being seized with judicial orders there. The president has flirted with and dangled the possibility of land strikes on Venezuela. What's the likelihood of that you see?
I think it is increasing the longer the frog hangs around in the pot. But there'll be a period here where we will continue to go after tankers because that's the money. That's where Maduro gets his financing. His army wants to get paid. His senior officers want their beautiful haciendas and access to them. So going after the money at this stage ought to put a lot of pressure on. If that doesn't succeed in the new year, next logical step on that ladder of escalation is, in fact, land strikes. The president has said he's considering doing them. He'll go after drug targets ashore, maybe eventually the military, and ultimately he could go after, shall we say, John, leadership targets.
Again, in theory, state targets or leadership targets would require some kind of congressional involvement, which doesn't seem to be happening, at least at this point. Admiral James Stavridis, obviously this is the discussion that will be ongoing. We thank you for your expertise on it this morning.